Well, hello everyone. This is Rigita with Magic Pond Crafts, and first day of StitchMaynia. Finished all the filming and starting to put videos all together. And as I said, sometimes circumstances telling me what to stitch on. So I need to complete as many stitches as possible for several of different groups games that I'm playing in. So I've decided to grab my George since I need to stitch minimum 1,000 or preferably over like 2,500 stitches for this month, so I might as well stitch them right now. So May 1st, and it's getting evening, and this is what is left of the 8th row in here. And then I can finally roll up the frame for my last row time, and it's gonna be 9th and like half of the 10th row. I don't know if I'll do them all at the same time as the height, like I'm doing with my What's This Lion by Haid, or I'm just gonna go 9th row and then leave it 10th as a sort of go quickie towards the end. But anyway, this is where I'm starting right now, and I have my threads ready, so this is the length of the row. So I'm getting into what's that last 9th, and then a little bit of the 10th will be left on the edge. So just wanted to show you where I'm starting, and I don't know, I might just end tomorrow. We'll see how much I can progress in a little bit what's left today. So I'll see you in a second, and you'll see how much I can add. Well, today is already the 3rd of May, and I last night stayed up till late to actually finish the row. So the 8th row is done, and I just unrolled the whole piece to show you what 8th rows look like. Excuse me for the fabric unevenness, but this is how it looks, and keeps going. So that's where I started, and as you can see, all the blues more concentrated in this area, and then clouds, and this is where it's gonna be the very bottom. So believe when I roll it up the Omanic frames that's gonna be the last thing that I need to do. So it's like a row and a half left, and pattern keeper shows 84.5 or 85.4% that I've done, but this is what it looks like right now, and can't wait to see the bottom. It's so exciting to see the whole thing like that. It doesn't happen very often, on only maybe every few rows that I have to unroll, so it's very exciting. So just a little bit more left comparatively to the whole thing. So that's what I'm gonna set aside right now. I think I did over 2,000 stitches, maybe 2,300 or something like that. So it's almost like a full page would have been, because I started on with partial page, and then the 10th page was very small, like I don't know, the two, almost like a two little thingies here. So that's what it looks like right now. And since today is Monday, it's a new homework in the magical school, and I'm glad that I can use one of my StitchMaynia projects for it, and I'll show you now in a second. And it's gonna be Milady Chateau. So one of the homework parts that we need to stitch each part like 300 stitches, ask something with the stone that are made of stone or stone itself. So I believe all the sides might be out of stone, but the buildings and the castle has to be of some kind of things, right? It has to have something like that. So that's what I'm gonna stitch, and as of right now it's 85.3% done, and this is what it looks like right now. And I've started this in 2019 during StitchMaynia, so this is what it looks like right now. So I need to have at least 300 stitches put in here. So I don't know what I'm gonna do, back stitching or continue filling up in this area, but you'll see when I'm done stitching this. Well, boys and girls, may the 4th be with you. I don't have any Star Wars theme right now to stitch, but figured out I'm gonna stitch something else. It doesn't matter that today is May 4th. So I've stitched all day yesterday, of course, when I was able to. And by the program calculations, I have like 3,070 stitches left. So it includes all the back stitching, straight stitching, etc. So what I finished in the past day, I kind of rolled up a little bit, but we have some more grass happening underneath those people, like a lady and a girl. We had some twigs happening here, and those straight stitches for the water. I did all the back stitching along the waterfront. And then right now the only thing I think I have left in this lower part is a little bit around here and on the driver's arm. So down from that point is all done. I filled in some greenery in here. So the main thing is left a little bit like to finish stitch here. To do more sky, finish the house. Because of that, I've done a lot of outlining already for this, and of course the tree with its greenery, and that would be it. So 3-4 days, and if it's intensely stitched, and it would be done. So since it's a Maynia, I want to stitch something else. So let's see what I pulled out. And here it is, and it's, again, I'll remind you, it's a Books Brooks Stitcher's Alphabet. It's free on her website under freebies. And the way I'm doing is first row was 3 letters, and then 5, 5, 5, etc. until I finish with the 3. So this is letter H, and my goal for this year again is to finish H and I. So I'm planning to stitch only today on this piece, so I'll have to just hope that I can finish H right now. I don't know if it will include beads or anything, but it's sort of like a start to take a shape beforehand. So this is where I'm gonna start, and I'm gonna work today. If I finish H, I might continue an I, or might not, I don't know, but I guess we'll all see together. So I'll be back in a second. Well, it's the same evening before dinner time, and I finished the letter H. Actually, on the instructions there was no marking of how many threads to use or which even color to use for like this outlining back stitching, so I figured I'll just grab one thread of the same color that X's were made into. And I did not have exact same color of the beads. I thought I had all of them, but I looked online and it was kind of purplish, so I grabbed something similar that I had on hand and did it. So this is what H looks like, and H is a hook. Letter H, I can't figure out what's this supposed to be for, but this bunny could be called hair, so it's also with the letter H. So I already removed my Q-snap, ready to go new one, and guess what I found? Letter D has no outlining except like the stockings and out here. It's supposed to have also beads in here, and as you can see there's no face outlining, body, and she's supposed to be holding like a thread in here with a needle that she's like darting them. So good thing I noticed. So now I'll have to work on this and finish it before I can start letter I below it, but as long as I finish this D, at least that will be good. I can't believe I missed it. So don't know what happened. But this is what I'm gonna concentrate on right now, and I'll show you how it looks like fully finished piece. And good morning on the 5th, May 5th, 5/5, and I stopped yesterday working on this Brooks Books alphabet. So I calculated, I made just over 500 total stitches, with including H, finishing D, and starting on I. So let's look first at the D. As you can see, I've done all the beads, all those sparkles. There are two size beads, the petite and regular white colors, and there's some on her like a tips of her lacy ends of the shirt, I believe. It's, what else? It was very hard to see on the pattern outline of the hands because it kind of blends in with the background squares. So I look what I did actually, I really enlarged the main sample picture that was on the main page when you click on each letter, and I tried to see any difference what it was. So like you can see here like a finger lines going and folding over to hold the needle. So had to really look at that, and like here I couldn't see the outline of a hand. Well, I saw only like a finger lines, but I kind of figured out I might as well do the outline like this. And the same here, you know, chin you can see a little bit, but the eyebrow it was a little bit harder to see. So if you're doing this, pay attention to all of that. And what else? There were several other colors to do, and like a mouth and eyebrow, eyelid, and then the dark ones were a little bit, and of course the red one. So finished finally D. I'm so glad that I stumbled upon it before like a framing. So need to recheck all the pictures, double check, make sure I've done all the other letters correctly. So then once I finished the D, I went to letter I, and oops, I is for intarsia. I haven't even looked it up what that word means. It's not well used, at least around me. So look to me like a type of sweater in here. So as you can see, I already started to fill in the shape. There's gonna be some beads on the outlining. It's sort of like a around the letter was A that some beads were in there, and a few other letters, but calculated, and I started to do that. It's not going to be a bunch of beads in here, more like a more plain pattern, so that should be a little bit easier to go. Again, beads I attach with the invisible or Wila thread. You can use the regular thread, but like for the tiny beads especially, I had to use the beading needle because my small regular needles wouldn't go through the bead itself. So just warning for that for you. And today, since it's the 5th, I figured out I might as well start something new. I already had something started on May 5th, but I don't follow that specifically for all the Maynias. So let me put this away and pull out what I'm planning to start today. And here it is, my flavor for today, brand new, that I might do today and a little bit tomorrow in stitching. By the colors of the threads here, you see it's all kinds of different shades of different colors, and some bright, some dull colors. And there's 48 pure and 3 blends. And let me show you what it's gonna look like. It just was my printout. It's a Town Drawings 5, it's called, by Chimera. And I got the pattern. You could get that as a kit with the, I think, few different choices of threads, DMC, and I believe might be SHS. But since I had all the DMCs, I can just get the pattern this way. So decided to start this today. And my fabric of choice is a 16 count antique white Ada. I didn't want to have a pure white or cream because the sky is going to be like a white color. This is a little bit, I think, darker because of my printer. The pattern is 350 wide by 234 height, or if you calculate by stitch count, is gonna be 81,900 stitches. So it's not a ginormous, but it's also not a small. And I'll have this put on a different frame right now. I just want to start it, and I might just put it in a Q-snap, and I'm gonna plan for the corner like I usually do, and I'm gonna be doing full stitches on the 16 count. So in beginning again it's gonna be all those dull colors. But later on it's going to be of course much fun. So that's what is my plan for today and into tomorrow. I'll have to start packing some today to go to start the garage sale, possibly, I'm not sure, go for a trip with the family, so I have to pack for them too. So that's what is the start for my stitching for today, and I'll see you with some stitches put in this work. And the first 3 days of this new whip ended. So today's the 8th, and I actually did not touch any other whips. I got so sucked in this. So when you look from further away, you can kind of tell already that there is like a maybe like a corner of the building, and it's a window, darkened window, and again a new window is gonna start in here, and all architectural pieces kind of popping in and out. Total I made just over 2,500 stitches in here, and then I decided to stop, and can't wait to start the next part and see how all those buildings grow, and then I see Big Ben on further away on the side. But since it's Maynia, I wanted to grab something else, so let's go to the different whip. And it's a well-known, if you've seen any other videos of mine, it's Hey, what's this, or I call it Lion. And I need to stitch at least 2,000 stitches this month for a few different sales. And this is where I'm starting off. Again, I'm gonna slowly go to the bottom and move to the right, so maybe like a couple columns I might fill in. As you can see, I kind of went in, if I had a color, I just continued in until the thread sort of ended, or if there's like a few stitches left on that side. So this is where I'm gonna start, and I can show you the whole piece on the bottom, because the rest of him is rolled up and the sky is rolled up above that. So again, I'm stitching this on a 16 count, either with 2 threads over 1 with DMC, and it's gonna be just a bunch of darkish colors in here. Nothing springy, nothing bright, but it shouldn't have a lot of cryonic, at least on the bottom. There might be some in here. Maybe you can kind of tell the shiny parts in this area. But yeah, so I'm gonna spend probably a few days on this piece. I might squeeze in one of the whips, at least a stitch for like an hour or so, and we'll continue on this. So we'll meet again when I put at least 2,000 in this lion. And a very good Monday morning to you all. I'm coming back with the weekend update. So I was pleasantly surprised when Saturday I had my personal maximum stitch ever, except George, which I did not have a lot of colors in. But non-George pieces where they had way more colors, way more different threads to work on, like this Haid, I did over 2,100 stitches. So that was my ever personal record done to myself, as far as I started counting daily or monthly or weekly amounts, and the program was showing that how much I've done, so that was great. So without further ado, I'm gonna show you 2 days worth of stitching. Ta-da! And as you can see, I finished that whole area in here, and fully done, and even started to kind of fill in few spots that were left, and start to go down. But today was Mother's Day in US, and whole family was home together, and I made a traditional sort of traditional Lithuanian potato casserole called kugelis, and everybody had dinner. We talked, had a little dessert, and it was very relaxing afternoon. And we did some shopping with my daughter. So it was very nice day for me, relaxing, but stitchy wise was not very good work. But since I did so much on a Saturday, so it was okay for me to kind of skip. So as you can see, a lot of dark colors joined a group, like in here, this whole underneath his chin mane kind of poofing out. So it's lots of different mixed in colors, and gray and blue and dark browns and the blacks all popping in. And even had some cryonic to fill in. And this is where I'm going, and that's, I don't know when that's gonna be, maybe only next month, I don't know, but we'll see. So did a lot of that, and I still love working on this one. And right now I have 77.7% done. So total this month so far is about 2,700 stitches. So it's going to be a lot more dark colors and a lot more, I think, black in towards the end. So maybe that's not going to be too hard, although I think some snowflakes cryonic is going to be mixed into it. So besides that, I actually yesterday touched on some other whip. Let me pull it out. And this is what I worked on. So it's I just picked this piece very relaxing in the late evening, and just was doing those half stitches, just going up and down, up and down. And as you can see, there's only a little bit left. So I've done 600 half stitches total, and also I cut out some more pieces for from a one sheet that I needed to do, and then it's gonna be another sheet to finish cutting out his head and the bats and all other stuff. But that's what I've done, and it was part of my StitchMaynia piece, so I'm very happy that I got to touch another one. And since today is Monday and I worked on several big pieces for quite a few days, I need to catch up with my Maynia plans. So the next one I'm pulling out is my also long time work piece, and let me show you what that is. And that's gonna be my Summer Ball by Sandy Littlejohns, and I'm stitching this on a 32 count ivory Lugana 2/2, except the black color, which I'm using 3 threads, and I'm doing skin 1/1. And there's also going to be back stitching involved. Just a quick update on that. And I'm hoping to work on this only one day because I want to, like I said, catch up on the previous whips, and want to start some new ones, plus my must to stitch monthly. There are a few of them left. So this is where I'm starting, and I don't know how much I'm going to fill in today, but we'll see. And you'll see in a second, I guess, how much this would be growing. And so 2 days already passed, and let's unveil how much I've done. And let's see. So I've decided to go ahead and do all the skin on these 3 people. So finish this lady, and there's like a little patches of skins that were showing up on the arms, on neck, chest, and the heads, of course, and this guy. And then I just wanted to get over the few people, so again I did the back stitching. It required several different colors for that, although it's kind of hard to tell between was that $37.99, I believe, like a dark gray and a black, and there was a brown color in here too. So as you can see, all the way up to this lady's dress bottom, and up here, it's all, I believe, done. So I I couldn't believe how many stitches I got out of just doing skin 1/1, and that took a very long time. And as you can see, I've grown, and you can to the right, and there's already figures here sitting like that. And when you look at the picture, it's these two. So there's one more lady's gonna be here off to the side, and all the people will be counted for. So she's the only one young girl that's missing, and it's gonna be interesting hairstyle in here to do. So the wall, of course, was not that hard to do in here behind the guy, so that was going pretty fast. So it's like always mostly hairstyles that have more color, and then the pattern on the floors. So you can see the chair has some colors and stuff like that. So that's what I've did, and again, I could not manage to stop and do anything else. And since Magic Wars started, my client been attacked and attacked and attacked. So my Maynia plans slightly shifting, and I need to stitch as quickly as possible. So I pulled out my George. So George again is all ready to be stitched, and as you can see, I have it put on a frame. So the last where you can see the threads in here marked how much I love to do on here. So it's like one page and like a half. So I'm probably gonna go on just a 1 page, 9 page, and just keep going, 9th row I should say, and keep going, and only then I'll do the 10th. But this is what it looks like right now as a whole thing. And I'm gonna start cracking on the 9th row, and we'll see how much I can do, though I still have several BAPs that I must stitch this month. So there's still few left of my whips for Maynia, and then 3 or 4 new starts to the end of the month. And today is 12, so I still have a little bit of time, so I might squeeze in here and there still. But anyway, this is where I'm starting. And here it is the 16th, so just wanted to show you how much I've done up to yesterday night. And here you go, the whole section of my George is done. So I've done over 2, and it would have been like around here 3 well, 2.5 pages would have been done on the 9th row. And I was not planning to stitch so much on my George in this past few days, but I needed to put in as many stitches as possible for some items. And like in one of the games I'm playing, I needed to have 5,000 stitches on one whip. So I wanted to finish it right away instead of putting it off like for a week or so, because in that game you have to like stitch enough to buy certain item in the gaming version, virtual item. So I could have waited, but then I can't do something else if I don't get that item. So I needed 5,000 stitches. So I stitched until I reached a 5,000 point with just a few little bit extras, and then I decided I'm gonna stop because I think I put enough as it is. So this is like the 100th stitch from a horizontal point. So this is where I leave my George, and as you can see, the 10th row is gonna be like a half of the height of the 9th row. So that's gonna be twice as fast as a regular typical row. So that's it. And right now I have left for George 87.32% done completion. So slowly crawling along. So I think I'm gonna stop my first part of Maynia here. I did not start a lot of new projects as I was hoping, but because we were in magical Stitch Wars, I wanted to do something with a little bit more, and once I grabbed in that game 5,000 stitches, item I needed to just work on pretty much one project for that long. So I'm kind of tired of George. And I guess on the second part is going to be way more new starts. It's not going to be all the big ones. It's going to be medium, mostly whips. Plus, I'll probably going to have two of my must stitch babs. And so I'll see you in the next video. And leave a comment below which of those projects you thought I would be doing in my first Maynia part, and which projects you hope that I would start in that part. And don't forget to click like if you enjoyed this video, and I hope you are gonna have a great day, and I'll see you pretty soon. Until then, bye bye.